Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to GameStar TV. I'm EJ, and I'm joined, as I said earlier, by a cavalcade of superstar casters. We've got Genome and Avril joining us, and we'll be switching over to Kit Fox, Dr. Nutter, and Avril at 9 o'clock for a Div 1 match. We're about to get our second Division 2 match underway on Anubis. Genome, take us away through the teams, and you and Avril give us a rundown on the map.
So we've got Temple of Anubis coming up here, EJ. 2CP map, we've got 2 of those in tonight, so I hope the teams have been practicing them, because we've been hearing some whispers that the teams might not have been as diligent with their practice as they should have. Often teams, they don't like these as much, they don't see them as much fun, and as a result they get left by the wayside, which makes them a prime target for anyone doing a draft against those teams.
And Avril, keys to Anubis, as you see, for these 2 teams tonight?
Anubis is, as Genome said, it's one of those weird wildcard maps for most of these teams. It's just one of those. It's a map that is very rarely, I would say, practice scrimmed, or a lot of teams don't even have tournament experience. But like it is for the fact that it's a 2CP and assault sort of map. I do feel it is somewhat snowbally. Like, teams will be very much trying to secure that first point on attack very quickly if they can, because the second point is very difficult. I mean, off air we talked about some of the difficulties of that second point. Defense is heavily favored for that, so it's kind of not uncommon at all that both attacking teams don't actually cap the second point.
Alrighty, so we've got both teams here in the server, so we need to get underway because we've got a Div 1 match coming up at 9 o'clock. And when we launch into the game, we'll get Genome to run us through the 2 teams lining up for tonight.
So this matchup between Ebin and Simple Optometry. On Ebin tonight, we've got Proficient, Arco, Satiric, Gooch, Bane, and Trace. And Simple Optometry coming at us with Evie, Butchu, Logi the Gods, Nextwang, Homo Demon, and Patterson. So we've seen some pretty strong performances by both of these teams last week. Let's go have a look at the results. Ebin came in second place. They went 4-1. And Simple Optometry went 3-2. And I think in their head-to-head match... Simple Optometry actually came out ahead there. So they were the only ones to take Ebin down last week. Interesting result there, AJ.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. We are ready to get this one underway. We probably should have done a ready check with the teams, but we are live.
So who have we got? Trace here coming out with the May. So we're going to see a May on defense here. This choke isn't as stifling as some of the other ones like King's Row. The May Wall can only take out one of these portions, not 2. But it also can do some very important things, like if they try to dash to the left side here, you can often block off, say 3 of them, or just get some easy picks with the May Walls there. Right side, not necessarily as effective. We'll see where they decide to go. Maybe they'll go straight up onto the point.
All right, so here we go. Game is underway, and the 2 teams about to go hammer and tong at it here tonight. Genome, first engagement underway. Locky the God. By the way, Genome, he thinks you love him. We'll have to see as the match progresses. And he came flying in there as the Winston and got dealt with pretty quickly.
Yeah, so they've obviously got a really heavy dive comp here, and the Winston went in. He had the Zaya bubble. He had the backup from the Genji as well, but both of them just taken down by some really, really nice shots there. The May coming in, doing great work. She picked off, put up a nice wall, which managed to take care of a couple of the people that went to the left, and I think also helped with freezing that Genji out. But here they are, and they're ready to set up for this second attack. Let's see if they can do something different this time.
All right, so the May Wall's gone up. That's going to force them into the room. No, they're going to come around. Bachu's in and up here on the Genji, just trying to push them off this point. Lackey is in again. Simple Optometry making a move now, and they have players on the objective. That's one way, Genome, to pull them off. That high defense is to get onto the point. Bane's above them with the Anna. raining down shots. Proficient's over near the door here. Oh, takes out the Winston. We've still got 3 players left on the point. Oh, this could be dangerous for them. They survive it. Oh, Genome, well, I missed it. What happened to make them survive that?
Wow, Patterson just went absolutely massive there. He obviously got charged up pretty quickly and then was just dealing the damage. Oh, coming up on the kill for it everywhere. Snexwang finished them off with a really nice biotic grenade there. And they picked them apart. Bachu did a lot better there. He managed to not get picked off too quickly. And as a result, he was just dashing around doing a ton of damage, using his Swift Strike really well. And they're pushing to the second point really quickly here. This Graviton Surge has caught 5 of them in it, but the sound barrier keeps them away as May freezes Homo Demon. The Blizzard comes out on the last point here, and I think they're gonna hold on successfully here. It was a really well executed push. I like how quickly they came in. They tried to not let the defending side get any time at all to set up here. But no, they've kept getting a couple of picks.
Yeah,
however, May's still alive, EJ.
They're still going. Traps a Genji in the corner with the ice wall there. They get out Patterson and Evie. In fact, this is quite dangerous. Here comes Reinhardt, though, backing up. And the team's in. Oh, nice charge. And Homo Demon's back as well. Finally takes the Zarya out. Homo Demon's down as well. And the boys from Ibden have fought off a very gallant offense there by Simple Optometry. I don't know if Proficient wants to hang out. He's not. He's dropping back. I was going to say, pretty dangerous to hang out down the front there. You'll get picked off pretty easy and leave your team member down. But he's... it looks like he actually might be going back to change class, and he is indeed.
He swapped off onto the Zarya there. He obviously just brought out the Diva for the stall. It did its job, and he swapped off back to the Zarya. It means they're not going to have a Graviton Surge for this next point, but they do have the crowd control with the Earth Shatter from the Satiric and the Blizzard from the May. We don't see any ultimates charged up yet. Patterson will have his Graviton Surge soon. But that means it's going to be very hard for them to get onto this this last point here and take it with all these ults that are so good at controlling the attacking team.
Side
very
attack.
Nice Graviton Surge though, getting
huge!
What an Earth Shatter there from Homo Demon, but he does get frozen up again. Not taken out though. So the Bachu with the Dragon Blade trying to polish off. We've got Satiric just holding for the rest of his team, waiting for that sound barrier to keep him alive, but he can't do it.
We've got 2 on the point, 3 on the point here. Homo Demon's backing out down the bridge. And Laughter's fighting. Oh, he switches back Proficient to the Diva. And does a nice job of harassment there. The Death Blossom went down to no avail. And
Nano boosted Reinhardt coming in here, getting helped out by the May wall a little bit. He's pushing them off the point. Bachu's the only one left there as the others have backed out mostly. Snexwang on the Ana pulling back. He knows it's done. They can't get through this time, and he's pulling back just to wait for the next push with his team. And they're going to do a lot better this time. They've got a Graviton Surge and a Nano Boost to come in with. If they can maybe just charge up Lorgy's Death Blossom here, we could see a bit of Beyblade coming in. And cutting them down quickly with that would be a really good way to push in here and finally clear them off. They've got 2 ticks on the point already, so they don't need to hold it for long to finish this off. And here goes Lorgy. He gets the Nano Boost, but the Blizzard's coming out to stop him. He narrowly gets off it. Homo Demon just holding up in the middle here. Lorgy gets 2 kills. Bachu gets 1. Great Earth Shatter there by Satiric, and he might clean them up. Bachu charges up his Dragon Blade, but oh no, he's gone down straight away. Complete waste of the Dragon Blade there. But they've still got 3 minutes to do this, EJ.
And Lockie got his Death Blossom up a fraction late, but he's got it up his sleeve now, which he'll bring in. They love that left hand when you're on defense, only a right hand on offense side attack. They've practiced that a lot. They sweep in quite well down this left-hand side of the map. They might be going to mix it up this time. Simple Optometry moving around into position. Bachu's trying to do a bit of niggle work, and they're just walking straight onto the point here. Death Blossom lets rip, only gets 1 before Lucky's taking out himself. Earth Shatter comes back for return, and Satiric and the boys clean up again. This is a strong defense by Ibden.
Yeah, and they're chucking a couple of ults away there, but it doesn't matter because they get the defense and they've still got the ult advantage here. So they've got a Nano Boost and a sound barrier left. That's really good coming in. Lorgy, as you said, only picked up 1 with that Death Blossom, and that was mainly due to an amazing May wall by Trace, who cut the team in half. And that's exactly what you want to do with those May walls. And as a result, almost got the Blizzard up again. They're coming in for another push here. They're deciding to go down the middle after, going down that left side, as you said before. Here goes the charge by Ebin. Doesn't get anyone. They're fighting off the point here.
They're well off the point.
It's a bit of a strange under the bridge now into the right room. But yeah, the defending team holding on the point, making sure they're contesting it at all points, because we know it's not long until they can cap this point if they get a wipe on the defenders, EJ.
Well, this particular push looked like I was watching a pub game. You know, the Reaper went in first by himself, then the others all win, then the May wall separated them, and the team just got a little bit dominated then to try and take that one. Strong Ebin defense to the point now where they're chasing. They're actually chasing players further away from the point than I would have ever thought possible in a competitive game of Overwatch.
This is a bit dangerous, though. I mean, it feels, when you get a couple of successful defenses, maybe you get a bit overconfident, you push that far out, all of a sudden you get a pick, and the other team comes in with a respawns, and they just go BAM! Luckily that didn't happen. They were sticking together. The really important thing to note there is sometimes it's one person, they go up by themselves and get picked off, but luckily they stuck together as a team all the way out and then pushed back to the point together.
All right, 30 seconds on the clock. This is probably do or die now for Simple Optometry. The engagement's taking place midway down on the bridge here, and it is absolute carnage. Oh, that's going to be play of the day for sure. He almost got a team down himself. The Reaper of Gotch. Ladies and gentlemen, take a bow, Gotch. What a play.
Yeah, and that's all over. They knew it was the last charge they had. There's only a couple of seconds left now, and they just popped all the ult at once, absolutely destroying them. Yeah, they've just popped the overtime. And there's a couple of ults. There's a couple of ults coming in here.
This could be a huge comeback.
Because Ebin used all of theirs on that last point to try and hold it up. They've got none left, except for Satiric, who gets a massive shutter on 4 of them, charging most of them off the point. Bachu getting 2 on the Tracer, though. He's staying alive. Patterson gets another one. Patterson gets the nano boost now, and he's looking to stop them as they come out of the spawn door. Gooch gets on there with his Wraith form, but he's getting taken down really quickly.
Oh, it's ticking over.
He needs to get on the point. He does, but it's too late.
What a win
in overtime.
Oh, wow, they heard the call and they pushed hard. And Avril, what an end to the round that was.
That was, wow, it's actually quite unexpected for me. I expected that to be a full hold for Ebin, but
I think everyone expected a full hold.
Yeah, well, I mean, what basically happened is in the last couple of pushes, Ebin set themselves to win the entire defense. Simple Optometry, they didn't hold ults very well. They used their ults basically whenever they got them. They used it on every single push. They needed to take a couple of ultless fights to build their ults again. Essentially, the only way you're going to be able to cleanly cap the last point is wiping a bunch of the defensive members all together at the same time while making sure that most of your team is still alive. If you lose too many of your attacking players, well, respawn-wise, they're just not going to be able to get back to the point on time. Doesn't matter how many of the defenders you kill. But actually what happened at the end there, they changed their lineup to basically support a much quicker attack. Bachu stayed on the Genji. You even saw the Tracer come out as well, which managed to get back to the point very quickly. So that managed to get most of their players back onto the offense, and then they just picked off the key members, and Ebin didn't have any defensive ults available to defend themselves that time, and they sort of just got caught with their pants down a little bit.
All right, Genome, we've switched sides, and this has set up an absolute corker of the second half of this map on Anubis.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to cap now. They can do nothing less than that if Simple Optometry, sorry, if Ebin wants to win, they need to get through the entire map, and we've just seen it's not easy to do that on the second point. It was definitely a mistake on Ebin's part that let them through there in just chucking all of those ults in what they thought was the last fight. But that sneaky Tracer just getting around the back there, I didn't even see her until the overtime popped. Making all of the difference, and then just coming, even though they were sort of trickling in one by one, but as they came in, they used an ult, and it got great results from it. So here we go, Ebin on the attack here, trying to match Simple Optometry, maybe even do it better and get a bit of a time bank.
All right, so the first push is on, and they've come in fairly aggressively into the right-hand side stairs here. I thought they were going to go up, but Satiric charges back across and does the cleanup work nicely. And Simple Optometry here might actually be in a little bit of trouble. Even just grouping up under the bridge. We've got the Reaper going around, coming up high. Maywall does a nice job separating Patterson was put to sleep there. And Gooch is already on the point. So one push in, not many players have dropped. And, wow, first ultimates are off already.
Yeah, they've already got the Graviton Surge up for Simple Optometry, but even get the Nano Boost onto the Reinhardt, and Satiric pushes in, doesn't get a lot done with it though. His team isn't there to support him, and he goes down while 3 of them are trapped upstairs. And now they're just going to get completely staggered as they get crushed by the whole of Ebin pushing into them here. What I want to point out, Trace is doing some really amazing work with the offensive May walls, putting them up to make that top platform useless, and just positioning them really well to try and help those fights. That said, they still haven't won it yet, so someone else needs to come in and finish off.
That was one super cheeky sleep then. They were grouping up to wait to come in outside, and Anna just thought Reinhardt could have a bit of a sleep. Hard push in here, round to the left. They're going to come up the stairs onto the platform. Maywall goes down. Homo Demon pushes first. The Gravity Surge is down. Not many dropping on it though. Batu picked up one. They're swinging. They may got the freeze on. Oh, Genome, the counter ultimates are going off. But again, not many deaths.
Yeah, Logie going crazy with his whole hog here. Takes down a couple. Patterson gets the Gooch, and Trace is just left trying to ice block and ice wall her way out of here. They're looking for her. They know she's about to go through this little choke back to the rest of her team. I think she might be waiting to put up her ice wall to get out of there safely, or just maybe for the rest of her team to come through, because they're not chasing her into that little choke there, which might be a good idea, because getting one-on-one in an area like that with a May is dangerous. But Homo Demon charges off the platform and takes down Trace, gets rewarded with a nano boost by his team, and oh my god, that Earth Shatter from Satiric, he has been hitting so many people with those tonight, and they've finally got a couple of picks, and it looks like they're cracking this last point with a minute to go. There's 3 of them on the point. Only Batu left here, and he looks like he's going to get taken down by Proficient. The Reflect's not going to save you against the Zarya, Batu.
All right, that's the point. I think you're going to see a very quick push here. They got plenty of time. They have regrouped the Simple Optometry boys back on defense here on the second point of Anubis. And we'll just wait for Ebin to group up and get ready for their first attack. Satiric's in the middle of the bridge. He's got the teammates with him. And Genome, I wonder, is it going to be over quick, or are we in for the defense of defenses to hold out?
Well, they've nano boosted the Reaper, and he's going in. Oh my god, he's been stunned though, and that's not going to help at all. That's waste the nano boost completely. Offensive sound barrier here, but they're getting grouped with the Graviton Surge. They don't go down. The sound barrier is saving them, but the Batu's changed off the Genji, and he's onto a May, and he's stalling out well. Buying time for his teammates to respawn here and come in. Bane's going down. Trace is the only one left. Doesn't even save himself with that last ice wall. Nice defense there from Simple Optometry.
Yeah, they regrouped well there. There was some nice teamwork though from Ebin there, with the Reaper cleaning up on the Earth Shatter, just helping out, but not enough in the end to keep them with it. This quick respawn in close location.
Oh, and look at this sneaky little move up here. We've got Batu and Logie both holding up top, just waiting to ice wall someone off, and then Logie's got the Death Blossom ready to take out the rest of the people. Then gets a nice pick on Satiric, caught unawares there.
They've broken up the offense though, so it worked. They didn't get to do their organized charge onto the point. They were broken up. No way. Oh, look at that. Lockie picks up a triple. Again, combining well with the Zarya ult there. And that's an absolute graveyard underneath that bridge now.
Absolutely. They couldn't quite make it to that big health pack there, just taunting them, saying, come and get me. But no, they're all dead. So the thing that I think one thing we need to note here is they don't have as much time to, build ults and try and bait them out of Simple Optometry on the defense here, because they took longer to take the first point. So even are pushing in here, they've got a lot of ults, but so have Simple Optometry. Both teams, they've got about 4 each at the moment. Let's see what they can do. They've both got a nano boost. We're going to see it on the Reaper. The attackers have that option. Maybe the defenders are just going to have to chuck it on Homo Demon. But Gooch, he's got up the top here.
Oh, Gooch.
And he's managed to dodge that Earth Shatter. He goes in, but gets nothing.
We got the Anna.
The nano boost on Homo Demon saves him from the Death Blossom, and he goes crazy. Simple Optometry absolutely cleaning up on the defense here, EJ.
Oh, big play indeed, and nice defense again. Homo Demon holding solid here as the Reinhardt. We've seen him a few weeks now, and he's a very good tank player for the Simple Optometry team. They've got the coolest logo going around, that's for sure. And Batch and Lockie waiting again to do a bit of disruption as the boys from Ebin try and make their push. Looks like they're going to take the left-hand side as they come in on the point.
Yeah, they love their sneaky plays, and Logie just going on one-on-one with Gooch here. A Graviton Surge has held them all around the pole. They're just wavering in mid-air, but they get the sound barrier to help them out. Satiric going in. He's got a couple of them. He's held up his shield and managed to save most of his teammates from Homo Demon's Earth Shatter. They've finally got a couple of picks here on the defenders. Simple Optometry, they're going down. They've been caught in a Graviton Surge, and there's a blizzard from the attackers going
this
out
is
here,
looking good.
which allows them to take out. No! Homo Demon doesn't go down. He just gets saved by the nano boost. Gets to take out Proficient before finally getting taken out. And I
It's a rerun of the last round there with the last-ditch effort.
Yeah, they're still trying. They've given the nano boost to Gooch. They think this is a good time to contest, but their respawns are just so much longer. It's so hard to come in when you've had even trades there with the defending team.
All right, so they're going to regroup here, the boys from Ebin. They've got under a minute now, 46 seconds left on the clock. So they've got one attack and then some respawns to come in and join them. Batchu's hanging around with the May to be a bit of annoyance as they come through. She'll try to separate for Lockie again to come in with that drop down. They don't need to worry. There it goes. It's all on for Donkey Kong on the point. Well, in front of the point, it's the bridge Genome. And it is indeed cleaned up again by the boys from Simple Optometry.
Trace needs to back off. Here is the only way that his team is going to be able to get an overtime here. The rest looks like they're just going to be too far away, and he's ice blocking on the top of the point just to keep him alive. He needs to stay alive for another 5 seconds, but he doesn't manage it, and they're going to go down. Simple Optometry have got a full
what a win
on Temple of Anubis. They've taken down Ebin. Wow, well done.
That was a great effort by them there. I think you could have got an even split picking if you were betting on it at the start. You would have been happy that you'd put your money on Simple Optometry. That's a big win for them. That's probably one of their stronger wins in the tournament we've seen. Avril, what was the key to their defense in that round?
To be honest, I think both teams, we sort of said this at the start of the match, where it's the second point that is heavily defense favored, and you kind of expected both teams to be able to make their defense. Now, the fact that Simple Optometry sort of managed to edge their way through, I mean, that's what really got it at the end of the day. It's kind of the way, I think a lot of it is the way you attack as well. The attackers are sort of not playing in a way that secures the attack for them. Basically, if you're in the middle of attack, you have to make sure your players, if you start losing players in a fight, you have to understand the respawn advantage directly goes to the defenders there. So if you start committing ults, even though you're in a losing fight, you're going to come back with less ults. The only way that I see for attackers to really be able to secure is they have to be able to group up a massive advantage of ultimates, get in all at the same time, go for a full team wipe, and make sure that they can clean up any bleeding players coming back on the defense. And neither of these teams right now are really getting there.
All right, we're going to wrap up Division 2 on GTV1 here. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back after a short commercial break, and it will be Kit Fox, Dr. Nutter, and Avril to bring you Division 1 Tempo Storm versus Masterminds. Division 2 will continue on GameStar TV 2.